All right, let's give this one a try. And how are we doing tonight? Friday the 13th, and we get nothing but problems. All righty, let's give a couple minutes for people to catch up and pop back in here. All right, let's pull that up. Get it going on the TV. All right, we're looking good. We're looking good, man. Hey, that's me up there. Whoa! Who would have known? All right, let's see. Let me get. Let's see if we got everything here. Most available top time. All right. Let me get the corrected stream put out. Shoot some message. All right. Oh, Friday the 13th. Gotta figure that there was going to be problems. Man, I double, triple, quadruple check things. I tried switching to a different machine, hoping that we wouldn't have some of the issues we've had the past couple of weeks with some of the delay. And just got everything set back up, fired up the software, did a real quick recorded test. Everything looked good. And then I clicked live. And there was no video. There was no audio. And there was people in the chat room going, "Hey, man, we can't hear you, see you." All right. Well, it's definitely Friday the 13th. It's definitely a little insane right now. But, man, let's go have some fun and look at some Etsy shops. So if you're new to the channel, if you're new to our Friday streams on Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, I hop on here and we review Etsy stores, we review Etsy listings, we look for things that they are doing well, that are helping their sales, and we also look for areas in which they could improve so you can learn not to do the same things with your store. Being that it is Friday the 13th and we've already had a few wonderful issues this evening, we are going to go down the path of superstitions. Let's see what we can find on Etsy for superstitions. Oh, my screen is not set up. Let me get my screen going. For those of you who don't know who I am Kevin. I'm your Etsy growth coach. And let me add this. Boom. You're going to see me flip out here for a minute. We'll get it back over to here. We'll hide this ugly box. All right. And hide this ugly box. And then we'll be good to go. We'll get in and we'll rock and roll. I do not know how long we are going to go tonight. We're going to go until we go. All right. So let's start right away since it is Friday the 13th. And we'll just put Friday the 13th and see what we come up with. Man, there we go. Not even in the right order. Let's go Friday. So we simply go into Etsy and we do searches. We look at different categories. We look at different items. We review the items. Man, looks like Friday the 13th has some stuff. So right away we see that there are some dedicated categories that Etsy puts up here based on other people's searches. So you've got SVGs, which are graphics. You've got t-shirts. You got PNGs, which are graphics. We got things related to Friday the 13th mask, Friday the 13th birthday, and Friday the 13th. Now, this is what you would expect doing a search for Friday the 13th, that you'd get some memorabilia from the movies. So that's an interesting one there, Little Mermaid. So right away, you know, when we do our search, this whole top row are ads. Now, the wonderful thing about Etsy with their ads is every couple of rows, we have ads repeat. Now, they're not the same ads, but it's another row of ads, and they just kind of blend in and mix. Got a mask. That's what I would expect when we were searching for Friday the 13th. Oh, yeah. There's the camp, the sweatshirt. Camp Lake. There's a sign. Machete. All kinds of good stuff. Planter. So again, we've got a couple other tags popping up here now. We have popular now, which we would expect today being Friday the 13th. People are searching for it. And we see free shipping. So those are things that, we highlight. Other areas are the sense of urgency. There's only one left. Order soon. That's a great question, Side Hustle Shuffle. They can sell stuff with no copyright. Well, they can't unless they have permission to do so. Part of it comes down to whether or not they're licensed to sell it. And other parts are they just not yet. So something like this here, where it was the original information from the film and framed, that they're able to do because they purchased. Oh, I didn't realize that that box was on the screen. Let's get that right out of there. It allows them to do this because they're basically making like a shadow box of something that they own. However, I question stuff like this and this, or even the Camp Crystal Lake sweatshirt that we saw a minute ago. Because it's part of the movie, but it comes down to whether or not the production company has trademarked that name or put a copyright to the name Camp Crystal Lake. Ideally we know what this is supposed to represent, but they may not have a trademark on that mask itself. We'd have to go to the trademark office and take a look. However, they are using the name. They're using Jason's name in there, and that could very well be copyrighted. This one's a little bit different of a hockey mask. That's enough of a difference. It's not. But when you take a look at something like this t-shirt here, we clearly are touching the borderlines there with being copyrighted. Song lyrics are another one. Some are copyrighted, some are not. I know over the last few months there was some issue with, I think it was Taylor Swift in some of her songs that were appearing on Etsy with lyrics from her songs or titles of her songs appearing on clothing and other things. The biggest thing you do is probably check to see if they are copyrighted. But off the top of my head, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't have the best answer on that one for you. Personally, to stay away from some of that stuff. And if you went 100% by what was in the trademark database, then you wouldn't be able to use things like happy birthday, Merry Christmas, because yes, those phrases are trademarked. They are commonly used phrases, and this is why like a lot of your restaurants come up with their own happy birthday songs, is because by singing happy birthday, they could technically have to pay royalties to copyright holder for that song. So it gets into a whole nother area. And there are lawyers who specialize in this stuff that they spend all day going through copyright and they going through trademark. And let me tell you, if you're doing anything from a major shoe brand or anything related to or around a certain host that camps out in Florida, they're going to come knocking on your door. So my highly, highly recommend, don't mess with them. Any of the big boys, they're going to come get you. So, all right. So let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at, we're getting really deep into some copyright items here. So I know something like this mask here, We used to buy Amazon liquidation pallets, and we had several of those come in. I did not send them back to Amazon. Chances are they moved from Amazon because of right issues. However, what we did is we just put them on Facebook Marketplace and sold them locally. It was around Halloween time anyways. I think most of them went there, and then anything that was left went to the local flea market when we set up there. But we don't dabble in that anymore. It's a lot of work, and we're moving towards building ourselves up on a business that we can go travel, we can go do what we want to do when we want to do it, and be able to enjoy life. If we want to wake up at the beach one morning and then decide we want to go to the mountains, so be it. And as long as we got internet, we can still double on orders, answer emails, and make sure stuff is selling. All right, so I'm gonna stay away from Friday the 13th because of a lot of this stuff is copyrighted. And I don't want somebody to watch part of the video and think that I'm encouraging copyrighted stuff. So let's start with Black Cat. Now that's probably going to be a very generic term. Many people are a black cat, or if a cat crosses your path, the superstition. So here's one. We haven't done doormats. So again, this is an ad, so it's showing right up to the top for us. And we see a new tag that we didn't see on the previous search, and that's called better. This means that item is selling quite well. Now, what you can do is in an incognito window, you can you can go to Etsy without logging in and do a search and then pull down the filters and choose bestseller. Because I'm not currently logged in, it's giving me the option there. The reason I say go to incognito window, so in Chrome, you go to tell it to open a new incognito window. That'll get rid of any cookies or anything that might be saved on your browser that is giving a little bit of search history behind your search habits. It give you a very clean slate to be able to see a search, and then you'll see what's coming up and not what's suggested for you. But you can filter by bestseller and see all those items. And that's one way you can start doing product research without buying any additional software. It's just by searching right within Etsy. So this is kind of cute here, the cat popping up out of the pocket. So let's go ahead and take a look at this doormat. So we've got a star seller, and as we know, a star seller just simply means that they responded to questions that were submitted via email within the first 24 hours. If they've got at least a 4.8 review on all of their reviews, and that they shipped on time. Doesn't guarantee that you actually are going to be any better or any worse by star seller, not seller, or buying from a star seller or not a star seller. So we see that, we have the shop name, Wood by Stu. And then we see that, it's had 318,504 sales. I'd have to say, Stu knows what he's doing. So average stars in his reviews, 5 stars. And what's great about this doormat, 14 people have it in their cart. That means 14 people were interested but didn't commit buying right then and there. And one thing Etsy does give you as a seller is the ability to retarget those people. So you can send them automatically, if they put an item in the cart and they don't buy it, a coupon for a discount of your choosing. So we personally do it on our stores, and it ranges anywhere between 10 and 15% that we offer them. It does work. We get to see those coupons on the order transaction, so we know which ones it's working for. There are still some that doesn't entice them. And then we get others we've noticed that play the game of, I add it to my cart and I wait a day to see if I get that coupon because they've. So in our title, let me clear that out of there. In our title, they've got it broken up with pipes. With their usual keywords. Black Cat Bombay Hello. Cute cat peeking doormat. Welcome mat. Floor doormat. Funny gift. Home doormat. Housewarming. Closing gift. We have $15 plus And notice this little sale ends in 2 hours. This is why I like running 24 and 48 hour sales. People get countdown that there's only a couple hours left, and they get that sense of urgency. Oh my God, I got to buy it while it's discounted. I mean, you look, they're running a 50% off sale. That's huge. 50% off. Jump on it. Because chances are when you come back in a couple of days, it might not be 50%. It might only be 10 or 20%. Because 50% eats into a lot of your markups. Now, they are offering multiple, which is why we see 15 plus. So our $15 items look like they're sold out, which is kind of a game that some people play. They put a lower price item. See the sample size 9x12. Bet you they never had it in stock. They marked it as 0 so they could get this $15 and be able to not lose money on it. So the cheapest one you can get is small for $25, medium for $30, large for $49.50. Woo! I don't know where that came out of. So they do have a couple images on here, and right away you know the preview image or the main image for the item is clean, got a little background, kind of shows you what it would look like if you put it on, say, like a wood deck or a wood porch. You know, a little pair of shoes, a couple plants, and then our second picture shows us the various sizes. And then they highlight the one being popular ordered size. That's just to kind of like make you go, oh, gee, I'm not sure what size to get. Oh, that's the most popular. I think I'll get that one. Let's take a look at the 18 by 30. That's the medium, so it's $30. Oop, got my dots turned on again. Clear the dot. All right, so when we look, we saw that they had 318,000 sales, but they've only got 76,000 reviews. That's because not everybody leaves a review. Americans tend to love to complain when something's wrong, but when something goes right, say a word. You know, not everybody. So on average, we see probably 1 out of every 10 leave a review. What's nice to see is this mat. Can't see what sizes, but this mat in the various sizes has sold at least 700 times because this item has had 700 views. So we know that probably more than 700, you know, probably a couple thousand have sold, but only 700 left to review. When we look at the item detail or description, we have, you know, a little bit about. Sorry, I knew that one was creeping up. I could feel it. So our mat features a slip-resistant back, you know, and core front. We use high-quality cured ink. So they're just giving you a little bit about the process. They give you a little recommendation when you get it, what to do. And if you want bulk orders, shoot them a message. They'll give you a discount. You got some other these are the photos from people who bought it, then left in the reviews, because some people can upload them. None of these had photo, but some of them will upload a photo within their review. That's what these photos are from here. Got suggestions of more mats that this shop has. And then some other mats that are out there. And as you can see again, ads, 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 ads. Etsy is pushing their ads more and more throughout the platform. Ads are something that you can get into, and the minimum spend is $1 per day. And you choose how many items you want in there. You can put everything in your shop in there, which if you got 1,000 items and your budget is set at $1 per day, you're not going to get a lot of attention for 1,000 items. What we like to do is we'll set ours at a price of anywhere between $1 and $10. Typically, we hang out usually somewhere around 5, and we'll put 3 items on an ad at a time. We'll let it run for a week or two, and we'll gauge how the involvement is. Now, with the ads, you can't preset what words you want to appear or what keywords people are searching for. However, they will pull stuff that you have in your title, any tags that you put on your listing. And those will be a baseline, and Etsy will continue to add other words in there. You can go in once those words populate and say yes or no. For example, if you're selling a Pug Mom t-shirt, I don't know why I always go to a Pug Mom t-shirt, but that seems to be always the one that rolls off my tongue. I do not own a pug, so I don't know why. I have a Chihuahua. So if you had a Pug Mom t-shirt, one of the keywords you wouldn't want to run ads on is the t-shirt. Because if I'm going and I'm looking for a Friday the 13th t-shirt, or Jason t-shirt, I'm going to ignore that Pug Mom t-shirt. Meanwhile, that Etsy seller with the Pug Mom t-shirt just paid for that ad to appear for me who was looking for something not related. It's good to go in and shut off those common words and try to focus the words around what your product is actually about. For instance, back in November, I had a t-shirt up that was for Vietnam veterans. And one of the keywords was Vietnam that came up, and it was getting a lot of, but nobody was buying on that keyword because they were looking for stuff related to Vietnam, from Vietnam, not I'm a grumpy Vietnam veteran t-shirt. So, but yeah, it's crazy that, you can go in there and do this type of stuff and filter it down. Anybody with a marketing background that's used to running ads, say on Google or Facebook, it's the opposite. You say what keywords you want. When it comes to Facebook, you get to target your audience that you want your ad to appear. And you don't get that here. You get to just set a budget of how much you want to spend per day and what listings do you want to advertise. And you find that, and we'll look at it here in a minute when we go to look at Wood by Stu shop. Some people run ads on everything in their shop. And there are people out there that'll spend a couple $100 a day on ads. If you're selling 300,000 items, you might be able to afford $100 a day in ads. In a few different Facebook groups that I belong to, I've seen people say that, they're spending like $30 a day on it. They only have 4 or 5 products up. And it's like, wait till you get that bill at the end of the month, because there's a day adds up really quick. And, they're bragging that they got their first sale. And it's like, you just lost everything. You're paying Etsy a ton in advertising fees for selling that one product. So it's something you want to watch and maintain. I would say start off initially at $1 a day. That's the minimum. And just kind of like gradually increase. Now, as a new seller, they will cap you what you can spend per day. But after you prove that you can pay your bill, they will increase that. They increase it as they see more and more engagement from you in the advertising platform. So, we've got some additional collections for doormats that are coming up and kind of filtering. And this is an area I like to point out. These, anybody who watches me knows what I'm about to say on these. These are how your tags appear. And if your tags have this nice little picture with them, you're off to a good start. Now, if you're not using any third-party tool to help you kind of filter what the search volume is on tags or anything else, this is one way you can tell. If it was given a picture, that means there's enough searches or search volume on those categories or tags that Etsy awarded it a photo. If there's not enough search volume, they would be listed separately down below. Now, one of the other things we can tell is this item says it was listed on January 12th. We know that's not true because there was 700 and something reviews, 701 reviews on this product, just sold on the 12th. Your listings will auto renew every time one sells. That means you're paying another 20 cents. So we just factor that into our cost. Every product, 20 cents to list it. Even if you have your quantity set at 999, because that's as many as you can put, every time one, it'll renew the listing and you'll pay that 20 cents again. It's crazy the way they do it, but that's how Etsy performs. All right, let's go take a look at Wood by Stu's shop. And to get there, I just simply clicked on his name. All right. I'm liking it. Stu, you got a lot of sales. You knew that you were going to have a nice banner up at the top. It's cleanly designed. However, what's today's date? Today is Friday, January 13th. Hey, Stu, Christmas is over. We've got, what's that, 15,000, a little over 15,000 followers to the shop, almost 16,000. He's doing some stuff. People are following him, want to know what he's up to, what he's got, what he's selling, all that fun stuff, right? So we get down to this next section and we see it's got a nice logo. Why is that? There we go. I turned off the wrong button. He's got a nice logo for his shop. You know, he's got his name. He is utilizing this subsection for a description, which I point out all the time that people misuse this. This gets used when your shop gets shared on the search engines from Etsy. So Stu's at a point where he can't opt out of this program. It's some additional marketing that Etsy does on your behalf. They'll run Facebook ads, they'll run Google ads, they'll get you into Google Shopping, they'll put you in Bing search engine, Google search engine, they'll put you in all these other different areas. Once you're selling over $10,000 a month, you do not have the option to opt out of that. Hey, Jim, sorry, I didn't see your question there. Let me head up to it. So this banner, there are two different sizes the banner can be. And within Etsy, they actually give you that size. When you go to add the banner, they show you the two sizes. I don't know them off the top of my head. I can follow up with you and give you the sizes. I just have a template in Canva. So this is the smaller of the two sizes. The other one is just a little bit taller. And if you pay for the upgraded store, which doesn't give you too much benefits, there's a handful of benefits. You get like $5 credit in ads. You get 15 listings, I think, for free or whatever. You're able to make a rotating banner. You can get a couple different images that rotate through. We may see some. It's a carousel ad. We may see some of those here shortly when we look at a couple of stores. So anyways, this description is what becomes your description in the search engines. And I see too many times people use it to list their policies and not use it like it's intended to list a summary of your products that maybe would engage somebody to go ahead and click from the search engine to come and take a look at your store. You know, he's in Tampa, Florida. Again, a star rating. Again, he's a star seller. And look, smooth shipping process, speedy replies, rave reviews. That's what makes you a star seller. Does not mean that, well, I mean, I guess it does mean you're a decent seller. You got a good quality product because, you know, it comes down to the reviews. If people weren't happy, they're going to leave you a 1-star, a 2-star, 3-star review. So Stu does not show an image of himself. That's not required, but sometimes that gives that personal touch. If he was doing something more like in the wedding niche and was selling wedding stuff, or a couple other different categories, I would highly suggest that, you know, you put a photo of yourself up on there just so people have that rapport. They kind of make that connection with you, but it's not required. So having something there is better than the default dummy image that it gives of a silhouette. But yeah, that's, those are just, you know, things that clean up and show that you're a business. They're signals that are sent not only to some of the buyers, but also to Etsy themselves. Chances are most buyers aren't going to take a look at your store anyways, because they're going to go into the Etsy search or the beginning page of Etsy and type in what they're looking for, and they're just going to graphically see all the products, and they're going to say, hey, that is what I'm looking for. Boom, I'm going to click it. Yep, I want to buy it. Same thing with your description. most Etsy sellers are not going to read that description. So if you have certain things in there, certain requirements, I suggest you make one of your 10 images that you have just a little text file that kind of highlights some of those things. And we'll do that mostly in clothing and that type of stuff when we go and look at it here shortly. It's just a nature. People don't like to read. That's kind of why Etsy kind of collapses it to begin with and not drop it down automatically on the description. However, it helps you for SEO and getting found when people are searching. All right, we got our announcement section. And hey, you know what? This store keeps it updated. If you've my previous lives or you joined us live, you know I hate stores that don't ever update their announcements or their policies. This is a great opportunity for you to engage and show that you have an active by putting these announcements. It can be something as simple as updating your shipping timeline. So we just got a Christmas season, so that's what he's got here. He ships most orders within 24 hours of time. Probably the couple weeks leading up to Christmas, it would say, hey, going to take 72 hours, because it's just crazy season. Update it. Announcements, you're probably good once a month, once a quarter. Use it to highlight sales, use it to highlight other things, just so you can show some frequency. So we talked about running items on sale, and that's the case here. He's got everything in his store. So you get a couple of sections. All is always there. On sale is there if you have anything on sale. As you can see, he's got 15, 20 items come all together. He's got 15, 20 that are on sale. So he's just running a store sale on everything. And I sure hope, he's running everything at 50% off. Must be generous. Must have had a good Q4 and is willing to sacrifice some change. Prices are just set high to begin with and factored in that cost of doing a sale. So people feel like, hey, I'm getting a bargain. It's 50% off. I better jump. That's what the game is. It's all a marketing game. So he's got his broken up into several different categories. When you put them on your listing, you can only get one section per listing, except on sale and all. On sale and all, you can't control it all. Every item you list and make live will be in the all section. If you put an item on sale, it will show up in the on sale section. But all of these other sections, you have control of what they say and what items go in them. Helps easily sort your store. So if you do get repeat buyers or buyers who like some of your stuff and they want to take a look at other things, they can go in here and easily find them. So if I was looking for more pet welcome mats, then I could easily come over here and, select a dog or a cat welcome doormats, or a funny doormat, or a monogram sign. It allows you to easily sort through everything in here. The store does have turned on the request custom order. That is optional. I usually leave it on. That way, does want a custom order, they can kind of reach out to us and say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. They also have contact shop owner. Give your customers a way to reach you. You never know what kind of have. Maybe it's a whole softball team. They like a shirt that you got up there or a jersey you got up there, and they want to customize it for the entire team. And they're willing to buy 30 of them if you'll personalize and put the last name on it. To me, I don't do a lot of personalization. However, somebody came to me with a bulk order. Yeah, you better believe I'm going to sit down and create those. As long as there's enough money in it, they're not coming to me and say, hey, we want to pay $1 a shirt. And so personalization, don't be afraid to charge for your time. You got to spend that extra time to do it. Make sure you're charging for it. Don't give it away free. So one of the other areas I like to harp on for stores is this right here. They are doing exactly what I tell you to do. Man, why are these buttons not working for me tonight? There we go. Probably because it's Friday the 13th. If they had sales visible, then this would be underlined kind of like mirrors, and you'd be able to click on it and you could see every single item they sold and how many times it sold. That's not good when your competitors are looking at your store and wanting to see what you're selling, compete against you. However, as a seller, I like it when I go to a store and it is enabled because then I can see what they're selling. More importantly, I can see what they're not selling. Is something worth my time to do a similar design? Now, I never ever recommend going and copying somebody else's design 100%, but use it for inspiration. You can use the style. Maybe you can adapt it to something you're doing in a different genre or niche, and be able to use something similar. So a lot of wavy text has been popular recently, retro styles. So maybe you can get the colors, the feel of something and adopt it. So you're the pet niche and you see something done for an occupation, say nursing, and you can go, oh, gee, I could make that, say, dog mom or German Shepherd or something else in that style. And you can use that same style, adapt it to your own needs. Don't ever steal 100% somebody else's design. Whoop. Still on. Still on the screen. There we go. Whoop. Man. I have all kinds of problems. It's probably because I took last week off and did not use my tablet. All right. So where do we go from here? We got over to dog mats or a cat mat because I put in black cat. So let me see. I did have a screen up here, but it disappeared when we were trying to troubleshoot everything a little bit ago. There we go. 13 common but silly superstitions. All right, so let's see. Beginner's luck. It's interesting that they did 13 superstitions. Ha 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 ha. Way to play it off. Number 12 is find a penny, pick it up. Number 11, don't walk under a ladder. Let's do ladder and see what we come up with. Wow, I'm impressed. I wasn't expecting a lot of stuff to come up, but apparently it does. We got ladder shelf, ladder bookcase, ladder blanket, ladder shelves, ladder desk, ladder pads, ladder SVGs, which is graphics. So let me flip back the screen here. All right, just monitoring to make sure that we are still streaming live. I don't want any more problems tonight. Whoop. All right, so we've got decorative wood farmhouse. That's an ad. These are popular. That's a bestseller. Climbing wall for toddler indoor play. Wow, a lot of some decent price products too. Well, the cost of lumber these days, I imagine those prices would be up there a little bit, right? So let's take a look. Ooh, there's an iron ladder. I like that, the industrial pipe, shelves, ladders, books, cases, lamps. I've seen it all kinds of different ways. All right. So what do we got? Let's go with... those are ads. Again, how do we know they're ads? Because it tells us right here. So every couple of rows, I think it's like every third row, every fourth row, it's going to be of ads. That's an interesting chair. I'm not seeing anything jump out to me. Let's do these antique wood ladders. Something a little different. It's not brand new. These are something that's vintage and can be put on here. Being that the way that they're painted, I'm sure they could also be put in as like a craft item. As home decor. So $179.95. Huh. I'm thinking I've seen these things at estate auctions, estate sales, going for as low as $1. If it's a popular estate sale, you might have to pay $5 because most people don't want these older wooden ladders because they're shaky. They might be a little loose. But here is a clever idea. Ooh, how did I end up? Oh, because I clicked on the picture. Get off there. We're just having all kinds of technology issues tonight, huh? So happy it's Friday the 13th. So as you can see, now this $79.95. Is that for one ladder? I think it is. $180 for a decorative ladder. It's got some rustic feel to it. I'm thinking I could go to Lowe's or Home Depot or your favorite hardware store and buy a wooden ladder for a fraction of this price and some sandpaper and some paint and still be at a fraction of this price. But that's just me. That's not something I want to go do, but hey, if you're creative and you like to work on wood, maybe this is an idea for you to sell. You can go and scrounge up some ladders, either at the side of the road, an estate sale, a flea market, a thrift store, brand new from a hardware store. They offer them in a few different colors. I do not want your payments. They have a video on here. This is good. So I wouldn't have expected this on this ladder or on this listing, but the video is a bunch of other products they sell, not just the ladders. So videos on your listings do help increase sales. So, man, they've got a lot of ladders. I'd say they're hitting up all the estate sales, all the antique shows, all the antique shops, and taking them of their hands. Quite the collection of ladders. Here's your color options. So they took pieces of wood that are older pieces of wood. Gave you a sample of how the paint would look, and they kind of give it that rustic feel to it. You know, they may have painted it new, take a little sandpaper, sand it down to give it a little wear. That's crazy. So the store itself has had over 9,000 sales, right? And we've got at least 23 ladders that have sold. You know, the description, they do it right. They describe what it is. And they make sure that they highlight the same thing I was questioning. How many ladders are you getting? This listing is for one step ladder. You know, here the choices are a lot less than what were in the drop-down. Drop-down offered more color choices than what they have listed here. So they obviously haven't updated the description. You know, they give the sizes, the colors, and my pen is on again. And here's what I was talking about earlier. When somebody leaves a photo with a review, it shows up right in the review. You know, they tell you right in here, a little safety warning for decorative use. Don't use them for climbing. It kind of prevents them a little bit from liability. You know, and then they highlight, come check out their shop for other stuff. And I guess they've got a couple other listings with some ladders in it. And people got some ladders. Wow. I didn't think there'd be this many ladders on Etsy. Every time I do one of these videos, I find new stuff that I would have never thought was up on Etsy. All right. So here are our tags. And this one they didn't do so hot. These ones, they did great. Remember? Little picture, little picture, little picture, little picture. These ones, no picture. And it looks like they just sold one today. Not bad. Either that or they hit 4 months since they last sold one and the listing renewed. All right, let's go take a look at their store and see what a rustic garden has for a shop. All right, all right, all right. Oh, we're missing a banner. It's not there. However, as you can see, it hasn't hurt them from gaining 10,000 followers. It's not a must-have to have sales on Etsy. It's a nice to have. It helps promote your products. It helps showcase what you have. It gives somebody an aesthetic view to your shop. They were able to get 9,312 sales. 9,312 with no banner. So, as you can see, it didn't hurt them. They did do a little write-up in here, so, they're using their description effective. Now, if you notice, they choose not to show where they're located. Probably because they don't want somebody reaching out and going, can I do a local pickup? They are not a star seller. However, they have smooth shipping and they have rave reviews. What they're missing is the quick, let's see if I can spell it right tonight, response. Which means they didn't get back to somebody within 24 hours in the first email that they sent them, and therefore they can't get star seller. Now, that is interesting. Are you kidding me? Sidetrack. I think I know the seller. Interesting. All right. We'll go back to the store. I'll be reaching out to Garrett and letting know a few things he needs to update on his shop. So here we go. Their announcement was last updated May last year. The end of May last year. So what are the chances that I randomly click on a store that I know the seller? It's crazy, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy. They do not have anything on sale. They have 595 listings. And they have some that are segmented out into different, categories. Request customer order. And guess what? Sales are enabled. So want to see what I was talking about? Since the line's there, we can click on it. And now I can see everything that they sold and when they sold it. Zoop, boop, boop, boop. Look at this one. Sold and 8 people have it in their cart. A lot of ironwork. Some of them ladders. There's some more ladders. There's a hay ladder. Lots of good stuff. Got their reviews. I don't think we fully scrolled down on Stu Shop to show this section. So one thing I like to see is pictures, and even if better, multiple pictures like they have here. Come on, Kevin, get with the program. There we go. You can see the area they work. You can see them doing some work. It gives somebody that personal touch about what you do. Now, if you're doing print-on-demand clothing, Easily find pictures of print shops and use them in there. Make sure you use something you got permission to use. There's plenty of sites out there, free images to use that you can use commercially like that. Don't ever try to claim that's you in the photo or an actual photo of your shop. You know, be legit about it. People are going to know if they've seen it before. Just refilling my glass here. No, it's not moonshine. I don't drink. It's iced tea. I keep it in the glass jars because it gets really cold. All right. So their shop was started in 2012. So they've been on Etsy for a while, but it's not their primary sales point. I don't know. 9,000 sales? That could be. Maybe they only do a few sales a year. You know, nice little write-up about who they are, what they do, and of course, a link to their website. So if you have a website where you have other stuff listed, throw it in there. You can even put a link to it here. Put a link to your social media accounts. Set up social media for your shop. A Pinterest page, promote your products. Instagram page, promote your products. Facebook company page, promote your products. Why not? If your audience or your market is there, get on there, list your stuff, share it, show it. You never know, you might find another sale. So let's take a look. Oop, my pen is still on. Why do you keep doing that, Kevin? So that one is their website. This one is their shop blog. They have it listed in. And then they have another one that says shop website, which is just a different page within their website. So sometimes you find that people will make one of these be like their TikTok account or something else that isn't set up as a social media account within Etsy. Shop members, so they're able to list out over here who works. So see, they have this personal little photo here. They could use something like that. So when we saw Stu and he didn't have an image up there, he used his logo again. On this shop, I believe Garrett had one up at the top. Right here. So he's got a picture of himself. So, you know, that's just, it brings that personal touch. A lot of Etsy is customers that like that personal touch. So they have production partners. This is where you're allowed to do with print on demand. You're able to have production partners to help you fulfill your stuff. Well, they have it so that people are doing different pieces of the work. So we have our partner construct woven wire from our patterns. And they list who it is. Wow, it's coming all the way from Australia. And this one is somebody helps them with garden products. And it looks like they have a couple more. They have a couple more production partners. A ladder builder. They help ladders to size for specs, build shelving. So now one thing you don't have to do, you don't have to publicly show this name. You have an option on your listing, and when you add these production partners, to you have to tell Etsy who they are, but you have a checkbox to whether or not to show them publicly. If they don't, they give you a box that you can put in a description for a title, and you can say, hey, print shop, or whatever you want to call it, and then the city and state, and then you have a little blurb you can write about what they do for you. We use generic phrases on there, and we put the locations of our partners, but we don't share who the partner names are. Someone print on demand and is savvy enough, they can figure it out either by the location or by the products we're selling. You can kind of narrow some stuff down. Sellers who use the generic description from the print on demand providers in their listings, it's really easy to figure out. Real easy to figure out. All you got to do is take a couple sentences and throw them into Google. And you'll either come up with that production partner's website with the splashed page for the sales item with the same exact description, or you'll find that a gazillion other sellers are using that same description. We get down into shop policies, and we see that they've not updated them since April of last year. Almost a year. Don't go a year. You know, for stuff that they're doing, it probably really didn't impact. But if you're doing a lot of like print on demand, or even if you're making physical products and shipping them out, you're going to have shipping delays during the holiday season, especially Q4, quarter four of the year, Christmas season. There's a reason all your delivery companies charge a surcharge during that time, because they are just slammed with deliveries. And stuff that may have used to take 2 to 3 days to ship has now taken 5 to 7, or in some cases, 7 to 11. Just crazy. They just get backed up with shipments. So, you know, that's a great time to update your policies and say, hey, man, you know, we're experiencing delays. Expect it. Most people expect it. What's killing everybody is the Amazon mentality of 2 days. You know, when we first started selling on eBay, God, late 90s, early 2000s, it was okay. People expected it was going to be 2 weeks. I order it and it'll be weeks before I see something. Then it started becoming popular and everybody says, hey, it's 2 days. Where's my item? They're like, man, I haven't even been to the post. I said it was going to be 3 to 5 days for processing. And then 3 to 5 days for shipping. Why are you hitting me up 2 days later saying, where's my stuff? But, you know, it is what it is. So they do have some shipping policy, and they talk about their size and the weight. And that if you're in the state of Illinois, they will charge you sales tax. That's it. And so that's it for their shop. All right. So we got a few people on here. Anything that anybody wants to see the next search be about? If not, I will just find another superstition and we'll go down the path of craziness. Let's see. Where is my window? We did black cats. We did ladder. A rabbit foot. Bad luck comes in threes. Careful in the mirror. 666 on wood. Make a wish on a wishbone. Cross your fingers. No umbrella inside, and Friday the 13th. All right, let's see. I think I'm going to do wishbone. Wishbone. Let's see what we got. So we got wishbone rings, a wishbone necklace, wishbone tail legs, a wishbone chair, earrings, wooden wishbone, 45 cents. How are those people making any money? And they're running an ad on it. Are you? All right. Well, I'm just going to go look at that one right now because I'm not seeing it. 45 cents, and it's 30% off. So even before it was 65 cents. So you got to pay a fee. You're paying for an ad. I don't get it. I don't know. it ships fast. So it's not even a digital graphic. You know, they better be charging like $20 for shipping or something. You get to choose a thickness and you get to choose your size. Let's see what our shipping policies are. Returns are not accepted. Florida, because I got to choose my options. So let's go with, that's why, 45 cents to 23.66 and $1.36 to 35.49. So the 45 cents is what we refer to as a loss leader. Usually we see this in clothing. They'll put like an infant onesie in at a very cheap price, but really the mock-up photo and the primary photo and everything else is a picture of the adult sweatshirt that they're trying to sell. But when you see it in there for $7.95, you're like, oh man, let me go check out this one. You know, you're looking through your search and everybody else is $30, $35 for a sweatshirt. And all of a sudden you see this one that is just dirt cheap. You're like, oh man, that's the one I want. And then you go in there and find out now the sweatshirt's $5 and it's the kid's onesie that was the cheap price. And sometimes they're out of stock on purpose. So let's go ahead and go a quarter or an 1/8 inch thick. And let's go 1 inch in size. So that was my 45 cent item. Still has not calculated my shipping. Oh, because I'm not logged in, so it doesn't know where I'm looking to order to, which is why it hasn't calculated my shipping. They obviously do sell it because it they got 6 reviews on it. They'll offer you a discount if you're 30 to 49 pieces. You're going to give me more percentage off. Yeah, I don't know. So their description, you know, they're pretty clear on what the item is. They talk about, you know, it's laser cut wood craft. They talk about, again, they reiterate that it's a custom order and they cannot take returns. And I wouldn't want to take a return on this either, because how are you making any money now? I guess they're just hoping that somebody's not going to order just one. They're just going to order in bulk. And, yeah, I don't know. That's crazy, crazy. So more from this shop. It looks like this is what they do. So they just create laser cut wood. There was, and I don't know, she might actually be on. Did we lose our, no, we're still on. I don't know why it's showing that viewer count down. There's a lady, our Facebook group, which if you haven't joined, go to etsygrowthhub.com or search for Etsy Growth Hub on Facebook. It's a group of Etsy sellers. Some are new, some are experienced, some are looking to grow their stores, whatever it be. You know, we're all in there together helping each other grow and become profitable. So they did some laser cut stuff. And I wonder if they did stuff like this or if they just did like engravings and other things. But, you know, here we are again looking at the tags, and some are not searched often and some are searched often. Looks like they sold one yesterday. Let's take a look at their store. So they do have a banner. It's just simply their logo done up on wood. You know, they're pretty consistent in matching there, in the background, and here, so that you get the idea that that is their logo. Oh, it must have been a glitch with YouTube, because now I'm seeing the numbers back again. Everything went to 0, even like duration time and the stream health, everything just went blanked out. Crazy, crazy. I guess it's just more of Friday the 13th. Yeah, you can even see it drop like 10:15. Boom. It goes all the way down and then pops up. So they are a star seller. So they meet all three criterias to be awarded star seller. Now, this is rolling month to month. Every month we'll monitor and analyze this and see how you're doing and decide if the criteria to continue to be a star seller. So they do have a majority of their store on sale. One item is not. I am not going to dig through 1,230 items, 1,240 items to find you that one that's not on sale to figure out why they don't have it on sale. Who knows? We may be able to see it quick because the sale's all highlighted with green, but they do show their sales. So let's see what they're selling. Butterfly shapes, cloud shapes, monograms, Arkansas customer. You can put in custom orders for people. A little bit of everything. All right. All right. What are you doing here, Kevin? Come on. Come on. That's not wanted. You wanted that back arrow. Get with the program, man. So we've got people leaving reviews and they're showing how they use some of the things. So I'm assuming these H's that are inside were something they ordered. Yep. Wooden letters were perfect for what I need. They've been on here since 2019. 44,000 sales. No picture, but they do have a description about who they are. And they highlight the fact that they have multiple Etsy shops. And then they list out, here's their other shops. They have their shop website. Policies have not been updated since 2021. They're coming up on 2 years since they've last updated their shop policies. A lot has changed in the last 2 years. Periodically go in and check your policies, update anything that needs to be updated, and sometimes just make a little change of it, a refresh, and get a new date on there. Then people know you're paying attention to your store and you're keeping a date. They made an update to their store information. Why didn't they update their policies? Must have been in a hurry that day, huh? And what they did was they added these frequently asked questions. Gives you the ability to try and answer some of the same questions over and over again. All right. Let's go do more. What are we going to do? Let's do a clothing item. We haven't done in clothing. So we'll just go into clothing. And we are going to do, hey, let's go to costumes. Oh, interesting. All right. Not what I was expecting for costumes. Maybe that's why I don't ever go to costumes. Yeah, I apologize now for the half-naked women. Look, we can be a ninja. Oh, that's definitely an interesting mask. And it's an ad. Seems to be a lot of half-naked women. Maybe that's why I don't ever go to costumes. For real, that's the first time I've ever clicked on costumes. All right, so I'm not seeing anything that jumps out at me. Let's go to page 6. Because obviously these first couple of pages are people who got their listings right to be able to show up there. So page 6 is a little bit deeper. Let's see what we find. I don't know if I would call that a costume, nor the apron, but somehow it kind of fell into that category. All right. I guess we're going to page 9. I'm almost kind of scared of what's going to show up on page 9. $600 a 50-pack of wrestling masks. Don't know. Seems to be a few things with the wrestling masks. St. Patty's Day. There we go. Zombie costume. Zombie party dress. What the heck? Yeah. I guess there's a little something on here for everybody, eh? Little Bo Peep. Lost her sheep. Full body suit. All right, so maybe costume not an area we want to look today. Clothing and shoes, skirts, tees, tops. Let's go to men's clothing, shirts, costume. We're gonna stay away from men's costumes too, because if women's costumes were that bad, I can only imagine. Let's go to kids' clothing. Hopefully that. How about kids' costumes? Maybe this is a little bit cleaner. Oh, look, you can get your kid to be a biker. You can start them early. Mardi Gras. I think I still have a bunch of those masks. Oh no, I think we got rid of them. The person we sold bulk items to from our liquidation store. I'm trying to remember what I got sitting in our storage unit. I need to pull some of it out because I could probably list it on Etsy. $105. That is just insane. Are you kidding? $75, $50. Maybe this is the stuff I need to sell, huh? Kids deer costume, $50. Let's go take a look at the deer costume because I'm curious to what makes this a $50 costume. Okay, so they've had 663 or 683 sales. I apologize. I am blind on this tab. I need to blow things up so I can see it like that. And I'm trying to keep everything on the page so that you guys can enjoy it. And even when mine gets blurry. So, very short title. In costume. Doesn't look like it's spelled right. Get off there. Oh, I guess it is. Just doesn't look right there. All right, so we have different sizes and different size tutus. So we got pictures. And if I'm going to spend $50, you better clean up your glue marks. I was raised by a mom who taught all of us. I got 4 brothers, and we were all taught how to do craft work because it was something she enjoyed, and she didn't have daughters, so we all learned how to make crafts, how to clean, cook, do laundry, all that fun stuff at early ages. If we put out something like this with this glue on there, she would kill us. Man. Hopefully she's not watching. Heart attack. So I don't know. I'm not seeing a $50 costume here. And is it, okay, let's go newborn. It's $50. Let's go 3-month, $50. Let's go 5T. Now that's just a t-shirt and it's still $50. That is just crazy. I don't know. But you know what? Here's the thing. There's been at least 87 people willing to pay $50 for that costume. I don't know. Am I that removed from the kids' costume market that parents are actually paying this kind of price? And then, this is what I love. All right. So this person gave a 5-star review and said that her 2-year-old wore it for Halloween. It was absolutely adorable. Got so many compliments on it. And then says, I did have to re-glue an ear to the headband. It was delivered detached, but still left a 5-star review. That goes to show you, if you have good customer service and a really, really great product, people will leave you a 5-star review. These ones include, but they blacked out the kid's face. Included a picture. Here's some other costumes they offer. Here's another one similar to it. I don't know. Guess there's just a market out there for Eddie, right? There's all kinds of craziness. They did pretty good with their, they matched them all up to searches, minus baby deer costume. And it has not sold since 10/21. Hopefully, they do not have this set to an auto list and they have it set to manual, because you got November, December, January, February 21st, it would automatically renew for another 4 months. And if you're almost 3 months into that 4-month cycle and you haven't sold it, I would list it. It's a seasonal item. It's something that sells around Halloween time. All right, so let's go look at Whimsical Blushed store and see what we find. What do we first see? Who guesses it? No. Banner. They do have a photo of themselves. They do have a nice logo. Add a little touch. Put a banner in there with a couple pictures of your costumes. You could do a nice little scenery around, and then, a photo of an item, photo of an item, photo of an item. If most of your stuff is costumes, you can make a little fall picture, put some pumpkins, bale of hay, all that fancy crafty stuff. They do list their location. And what are we doing wrong in this section? Because you see me pointed out a couple of stores that did it right tonight. And if you've watched some of our other live reviews, you see me point out people who've done it right and people who've done it wrong. They didn't utilize this section. Instead, they listed the name of the store again. So in Google, it'll appear just like you see it here with the name twice. You can put in there, we make overpriced deer costumes for kids. I don't know. Maybe it's not overpriced. Maybe that's what costumes cost nowadays. It's just insane. I'm going to have to reach out to my daughter and ask her when she got costumes for her kids, did she spend $50 a costume? Literally, this is a two and a t-shirt. $45. $45. I think I know what I'm going to do next Halloween. I'm going to be making pumpkin shirts. $45. That's crazy. I mean, I'm sure I can find a vendor to do tutus. We order them wholesale from somebody. And still, I would be making a killer profit. Craziness. Oh. So they don't have a lot of sections. They got tutus, tops, outfits. But if we look, that's 8 items out of 24. So the other 24 are in no section. And they have their sales enabled. Let's see what they're selling. Now I can go in here and tell you what other items do sell. Well, Gold Deer, Pennywise, deer costume. They must have done a custom order on those. Wow. That deer costume, that deer costume, that deer costume, that costume, that deer costume. So even though I said it was overpriced, there's at least 5 people right there that said it wasn't. Look, there's 3 more. There's another one. Oh, look, there's 6 more. And we're only on page 1. So it goes to show you may think something's overpriced or you may not like something, but if there is a demand from the customers for it, sell it. And when you're creating your products or your designs for stuff for print on demand, digital products, whatever, don't just create stuff you like because not everybody else might like it. Look at what people are searching for. Look at what people are buying and make those items that they want. All right. I was about to say, hey, that looks a little creepy, but that's the idea of the costume. Isn't that like Pennywise from Stephen King's It? And this is why some people will be willing to pay that, because they do this right here. Mommy and me. Notice the shirt that mom has on matches the shirt that the daughter has on. Mommy and Me is a huge niche in its own for things that are matching. Yeah, look at literally Mommy and Me deer costumes. So she custom ordered to have one made. Meep. Okay, so they've been selling on Etsy since 2015. Haven't updated their shop policies since 2017. 2017. February of 2017. We are now in 20. Oh, hello, Kevin. 23. Update your policies. That's just crazy, crazy, crazy. We all know a lot has changed since 2017. Man, just give these a good once over and update and tweak. All right. So that is it. We've been running now an hour and a half, plus the time that we spent troubleshooting and fighting with technology at the beginning. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know you liked it. If you're not a subscriber to our channel, go ahead and subscribe and make sure you click that little bell icon so you get notified when we put out new content or when we go live. And if you are not a member of the Etsy Growth Hub, what are you waiting for? It's free. It's a Facebook group. Go to etsygrowthhub.com or search for us on Facebook, Etsy Growth Hub. Fill out 3 little questions I asked for you to join in. You don't even have to have an Etsy store to join. If you're curious about getting started on Etsy, got tons of information about there. We've got videos on this channel how to set up your first store. If you're not sure what to sell, come on in the group, ask a question. If we need to be, we can jump on a private conversation. We'll hop on a virtual call and we'll chat about it. And we'll figure out what is a great product for you to sell, how you can make money on Etsy, and how you can start having a profitable Etsy business. Alrighty, guys, thanks for joining me on another Friday night. And we will be back, same bat time, same bat channel, next Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, as we review more Etsy shops. Have a good evening.